There we go.
Can you tell us how you found Steele Sidebottom in your time at the football club and where he sits in the pantheon of Collingwood greats?
Oh, well, he's actually the fourth all-time player, or the only player to play 300 games amongst a long history of players. So he's going to sit right up there. We're going to celebrate him this afternoon and get his family in. He's a great character amongst our group. He's a hard trainer. He's an incredible runner. We're very lucky to have him in our footy club.
What do you think, despite his ongoing, his back nine of his career, do you think he still rates pretty highly in terms of AFL wins?
Oh, no doubt, no doubt. In terms of kicks, marks, and handballs, I don't have those numbers to compare to others, but what he does for our team is sensational in terms of structure and work ethic and all those things. So, no, we're very lucky to have him in the team. Do you want me to just keep these guys quiet or something? Yeah. Sorry. We love you guys.
He's been a very naughty boy.
Okay. Okay. Keep expressing yourself.
Have you guys got anything special planned for the next couple of days?
Yeah. No, we're going to celebrate this afternoon. We've got family coming in for Steele, and we'll do a presentation, and we're going to interview him with a couple of special guests. So we'll honour him, and then, funnily enough, tomorrow we'll celebrate Mason's 100th. So we want to separate the two because they are very different, different journeys, and but we want to make sure we step into that.
You've obviously had a lot to do with Mason's journey to 100 games. Just how proud of you of his achievement?
Yeah, I remember watching him. I left the club and went somewhere else and watched Mason play his first game at Anzac Day, and I must admit, when he took a mark and kicked a goal, there was a tear in my eye because knowing what he went through just to get on the big stage, and then to come second time around and then see an older man that's now sort of coming towards the end of his career, but seeing the growth in him, at some stage I'll sit back with him and we'll reflect on what an incredible journey it's been for him.
Can you take us back to your real early time working with Mason? You taught him how to kick. Can you give us an idea of where he was at when you first started working with him?
Oh, he was miles off. He couldn't kick or handball. He had this weird action of throwing the ball up in the air, and we spent hours and hours together when most of the people were on holidays, and just in the sprung floor area there, just teaching him how to drop the ball properly. A 7-foot guy to be able to drop the ball is critical for the game itself, and we built a relationship, and there was a lot of hard work done, and mainly for him. I just watched him grow. So
what shone through about Mason's character, personality during that time that has allowed him to get to where he is now?
Yeah, he's got this want to prove people wrong. You say he can't do something, you watch what he does. He grits his teeth and then gets to work. He's determined to not just be a gimmick out here, and 100 games is clearly an example that he's no gimmick.
I mean, it's a week of celebration, but how's the move been around here? Obviously, the news come through about the netball program getting shut down. You guys all spend a lot of time shared the four walls.
Yeah, that's a great question. We care for our people. I'm not sure the exact details of why and the business decisions around those, but there's human beings attached to this, and seeing the coaches in there and the tears in the eyes, you can't help but have an empathetic view at it, and we just try to wrap our arms around them and support them how we can.
Disappointing from you guys from a football department perspective, and did you guys see it coming?
Oh no, we were made aware a couple of weeks ago that there was a review underway, and then again, I just go back to that care. The whole footy club wants to look after each other, all facets of it, and right now that's all we can control.
There's obviously a lot of talk about Richmond needing a new coach. The coaching merry-go-round goes on. You've got a pretty good assistant in Justin Levitt who's been thrown into the ring. Could you see him taking some
Yeah, well, I'm lucky now to be in a position where I can pass judgment on others. But not only Leper, Hayden Skipworth is a guy that's a gem for us, and sometimes the market goes up of who should be where, and I must admit I was way down the order of odds that who's going to be the next coach of Collingwood. So there's a lot of great people out there that we know the names, and Leper's one of those, and he's a great strategist, and I can see why he's mentioned, but don't lose sight of some others in our organisation that play a pivotal role in what we do.
If one of those guys does get really far down the process, how do you guys handle it as a club? Because we see sometimes it's like cast a boy, you do it and you go and sort your stuff out elsewhere, or others prefer to stay. I think Adam Kingsley might be preferred to stay in the program over at Richmond. How do you guys handle that?
Yeah, we don't, because I haven't been in the position to do that. So if that presents itself, then we'd talk through it. We want to promote our own. I want to make sure everybody in the broader world knows how good our staff are. Not just our coaches, our high performance team. I'm the face of it, but geez, there's a lot of work going behind here from all our staff, and I'm grateful to have a great team around me.
Jeremy Howe was out there today, looking pretty good. Is that the first time he's done that?
Yeah, he did a little bit late last week, and he's progressing really well. He's got to get through a few hoops before he plays, but he's outwardly said that he'd like to play post-bye. I don't know if that's achievable, but he's certainly working towards that.
Have you guys got any timeline, or is it still that sort of weird, indefinite, you have to just wait and see?
Somewhat, yeah, but he's doing most of the training now and contact and things like that, so it seems like it's going to be sooner rather than later.
What did you make of North Melbourne last week? And they're in such a unique situation with what's going on in the football club. Does that make you wary of what they could potentially produce? Yeah,
well, we did the oppo this morning, and we looked at facets of the game that we've got to be really conscious of. We've got to manage their stoppage. They're the number one team for stoppage in between the arcs in the competition, and by a fair way. So that part of the game we've got to manage, and they've got to experience around there. It looks like Cunnington may be available, and Goldstein. These guys, they're experienced players around that part of the game. So we're aware of that. Their pressure was extreme last week. It looks like they were back to that early season, fight for every contest. So we're preparing ourselves for that version.
Marvel Stadium, you don't play a whole lot of footy there. How do you handle that? It sounds like it's going to be.
We love Marvel Stadium. We love it. We love it. Now, I hope the weather's raining outside and we get the benefits of it being inside. Yeah, we continue to want to evolve ourselves and step into our culture, and part of that was it's Indigenous round, and we want to connect with our Indigenous players and staff, and we went over and did a terrific exercise where we, I think it might have been reported online, where we actually got the players from elsewhere, brought stuff from their own country in, and we celebrated, got to know them a bit deeper, and we're at the MCG. It was a fantastic environment to do it, and I can't help but feel more connected to our players because of it.
I just want to ask you about Darcy Moore. He was obviously fantastic on the weekend, breaking records. He's been superb the whole season. Has he just completely elevated himself with the leadership this season?
I think his performances suggest that. What he's doing behind the scenes as well, the way he's leading on the field and off the field, he's at the top of his game. I'm not sure if he's played better. I don't know if the stats, I don't know if they back that up, but to the eye, he's definitely leading this group really, really well.
Has it surprised you even?
Oh, it didn't surprise me, no. 90% of the playing group and staff voted for him to be the captain, so we all backed him in to be this guy. And then actually probably one element of surprise is the lack of pre-season he had through his bone infection, so he's coming from a bit further back than what we thought he would. But once the balls started bouncing, he's at the top of his game.
Any injuries that you picked up during the week? No one's laid out, or not anyone?
Not at this stage. We got through the game unscathed, and we've got some tough decisions to make because we've got some players coming back in a few weeks, and there's a couple of real quality young players we want to get in the team somewhere, so we're not sure where that fits. Thanks, guys.